Hi, welcome to my presentation, Vertical Intersections POK. My name is Diana Guzmán from the studio IDITA. I'm a multidisciplinary designer based in Toronto, and I offer services in different disciplines, among them industrial design, graphic design, architectural design, UX, and urban design. Now I'm going to show you the presentation, and if you have any question, feel free to write any comment. I will do a session of answers at the end of the presentation. So Vertical Intersections is the installation part of my project. The main mission of the installation is to bring us closer to our nature, and to in two ways: our social nature and also our environmental our environment. There is a problematic that my project tackles, which is the one of loneliness and social isolation. So we see nowadays that this is a big problem in cities, in modern cities, because people tend to make their interactions mainly digitally, and they lose contact with their friends or family. Also in big cities, we see that there is a lot of immigration, like there is newcomers looking for new opportunities. So in these cases, these individuals are far away from their families, or they face different obstacles, like learning a new language, or adapting to a new culture. So this causes in them this problem of loneliness and social isolation that has serious problems such as fear of others, negative self-esteem, depression, and even reduce the lifespan. Here I show you a preview of my installation at the Bentway. In this opportunity, I did it outdoors around the columns of the highway. So what I'm trying to do with my project is to gather people around vertical gardening, so people can meet in a place that is relaxed, that people can do a simple activity and open up and talk to other people. So I envision a city where there are more opportunities to connect and feel part of a community. And Vertical Intersection is this opportunity for people to come out from their units and meet neighbors and make friends. Also, well, like as I was mentioning, that there is the problem of loneliness and social isolation. Well, by introducing this type of activities, people will be more like happy of in their lives, and joining a supportive community. So the concept was based in the architecture of these cities. I took the grid pattern of the buildings, and I also got inspired by the modularity of that those buildings have like the look that they have. So on the other hand, I also was looking for plants that will be good for an environment with high pollution, which is under a highway. So I was interested in weeds, also called international cosmopolitan plants, because I wanted to reflect the diversity of our community, and also that many of us come from other countries, and the same as weeds, and they become very resilient and adapt to a new environment. Secondly, I needed to decide a material that will be suitable for an outdoors environment. So I picked a material that is called washable paper, and it comes in different colors, and you can shape it like a sheet of paper, pretty much. Part of my concept was to create a domestic space. So in order to succeed that, to be able to make people feel that they are in the living room, I had the chance to have a lounge in the site. So I took advantage of that site in order to offer something to drink, that people could sit down and take the time to like make their pocket, talk to people, and like socialize. So next, well, I already explained about like the mission of this installation, where is to bring people together to share studies and create community. So here is a preview of the design that I created for this installation. I created a pocket that is self portable, so it doesn't need a hook, and it's just a sheet of paper that people make like following my instructions. They fold and they make the pocket, and after they adopt a plant. And because they went through all of this process, my hope is that they will feel more attached to their plant and to their creation. So later on, I will explain with more images, like how people participate to the activity, and like all the beautiful images that with people enjoying it. So okay, so the concept has also a symbolic that that I wanted to communicate to people, so people see the project with more meaningful, and that they are participated to something that is positive for them and for the community. So the pockets, the structure itself, which is here, represents a building, is the metaphor of a building. Each pocket represents the unit, and the plant inside the pocket represents the person living inside the unit. So what I wanted to reflect at the end of the creation of the garden is that we come all together to share, to support each other, like the plants do in nature, like in a symbiotic relationship. So this is the vision that I wanted to communicate through this project, that we can grow together and care among each other in order to become stronger. So as I said, this project encourages friendship, but at the same time, I wanted, by introducing these plants, the weeds, I wanted to create like to grow awareness of local ecosystems, and also the importance of their protection and integration into urban landscapes. And as well, I wanted to entice people to notice that we like to reclaim more green spaces, and to notice that we are lacking of those spaces in the city. So by this project is also it reflects a opportunist project that takes advantage of a space that was used for something, like wasn't used for a garden or an activity like that, to create something new. So it's like taking an opportunity that wasn't like obvious. Okay, so here you can see like the people coming together to participate to the activity. So everybody who was walking by, they could stop and make a pocket in I don't know, like the folding time is just like less than 1 minute, and then you could take as much as time you want to decorate it, and also like chat with your neighbors. So how it works is that like the dynamic is also symbolic. Well, like it also symbolize like how we like build something and start being part of a community. So first you receive the pocket open up, then you make the pocket, and then after you receive a plant that I had the chance with a small group of friends to we went and we took it from the sites, the places around, and this is an activity that I would like to do in the future with the participants. So then people get more involved and also attached to the vertical garden. So well, after you put it in the pocket, you hang it in the loom, and then you can come back during the period of the installation, which is readable for well, it could be from I don't know, one week, depending on the event. But this particular event at the Bandway lasts for 2 months. So people were coming every weekend to water the plants and to listen about different topics that I wanted to share with them. So the Bandway is an space under the Garden Express, which is a highway close to the Lake Ontario. And it's a space where there are cultural activities and people gather for free programming that could be an art exhibition, dance performance, a movie. So this is a place that want to create community as well. So that fit into my goal. Okay, this is just like a mood board about Toronto and the neighborhood around where I live. So we see there is a densification. Many people like moving in, so it needs this type of activities so people get to know each other. So in my aesthetics research, in order to find the graphic language of my project, I wanted some shapes that will communicate that is a place where people is welcome. So I took as the archetype a gate. So I wanted to create something that where people will feel that they are in a house, like a space that where they are protected. Secondly, I wanted to reflect in my branding and in also schemes, the picnic, how do you call it? The picnic apron, what you use in order on the ground in order to do a picnic. And why? Because it's also a symbol of gathering together and having a good time. As I said, doing my project at the Bentway had many technical challenges, since it's a place where the soil and could be polluted because all the water from the highway like drains under on the ground. And also, so when it rains, maybe the rain also like is acid and could damage like delicate plants. Also, it's a public space, so, and it's open all the time, like many of the public spaces. So I needed to create something sturdy, and also to pick plants that will be not that maintenance, like high maintenance. So then I wouldn't have to be there every day watering them. Okay, so I was telling you about my interest in working with like symbols and shapes in order to create like a space of gathering. So I played with the columns of the Bentway in order to create like a kind of like gate for my space, and then I kind of created a link in between with the chairs and the seats. So then after like playing around with the shape, I ended up with the logo Vertical Intersections, which is this. And then in the signage, you will see like a line that represents, when you see it like from a corner, it looks like a little house, like a house. So, and at the same time, it kind of gives direction to the continuation of the Bentway. So those are the words like that I wanted to reflect in the visual language. Okay, so let's start with how this activity works. So first of all, you get one sheet of this material, and then everybody gathers around a table. And in this opportunity, my mother was there, like to help me explaining like how to make the pockets. Also, my friends came because it's an activity that we build together. So we were explaining like how to making it. And I noticed that people were like needed to ask explanations to other people. So this that helped them to start talking with the strangers. Then, since I needed to take pictures and do many other things at the same time, my mother jumped in, and then I was very glad that with this type of activity that is very like is physical, my mother was able to communicate with them, even though she doesn't speak English. So I was like very happy that she could interact, and at the end, each of them were talking their language, and they were like becoming friends, like talking about topics like half with their hands, half with signs. It was like amazing. So I really like this experience because that shows that well, with this kind of like these artistic activities, like people don't need to speak the same language. Like they can like communicate through smiles or just through gestures. Here we can see like in Toronto, we are very multicultural, and I really like the opportunity to spend time with people who will bring stories from their countries, also knowledge about the plants, and we'll share all kind of things in the time that we were at the same time that we were building the garden. Here is the tea station, where after you make your pocket, like I was showing the previous slide, people will go and pick a tea. I had like a different types of herbal tea, and then this is my mother. She or myself, or any friend who would like to help me, will make a tea for the other person, and then start decorating the pockets with preferable washable materials. Since I picked this material because I can reuse it. So I still have the pockets, and I wash them, and I can like go to other sites to make the installation. So it was very nice also to see kids, like families coming with their kids of different ages, like from like babies, like a toddler, and they really like the like all the process, and they were just enjoying themselves and like playing around. Here we see a family with a younger baby. Here we see a couple that also passed by with like walking their dog. Here we see some kids that were very excited to have their own plant, so they were ready to put it in the pocket. Here is the moment where people put the plant inside the pocket. Here I have a friend who came to help me, and he was helping the participants to put the pocket in the dowel. And at the end, there was the selfie time that cannot miss. So people were very proud of their planting, or of their creation. So they will take pictures and send it to friends and invite other people to come. So here I like this picture because it represents a diverse community that is also inclusive in related to the ages, generations, like people from different ages get together and have a good time. In these pictures we see excuse me, in these pictures we see the kids coming back to water the plants. So this installation was also intended to let's say inculcate, like bring this seed into young generations of taking care of the nature, and also in public spaces, and also to the awareness that they will understand that public spaces are from everybody, so we should take care of them and be like cherish them. So here also like some people like doing some gardening, like fixing the plants. And finally, well, it's me like welcoming you to the Bentway. So next, I wanna tell you about some validated hypotheses that I wanted to prove from the beginning. So one is making a vertical width garden, like a vertical garden with these plants that people don't pay that much attention and they don't appreciate that much. So I wanted to disrupt this idea that you need to buy plants in order to make a nice garden. Well, if you take a closer look to nature, like well, the nature is the best landscape architect ever. So you will see that these plants, like they are very harmonious together. And as any plant, they have flowers. They have like all this the stages like that make them beautiful and can be a nice element to work with. So I wanted to forage local weeds as a sustainable design option to test their adaptability and endurance in new conditions. And I compare with other plants that were not weeds, and well, like I confirmed my hypothesis that they lasted for a very long time with no problem. So the other one was the co-creation. So to forage local weeds with people and co-creation and personalization of the pockets to create sense of belonging to the community garden and have them to come to take care of it. So that also happens. Like people wanted to know like what was going on with their plants, and also they like the complementary herbal tea. So it was very nice to see them coming back. Foraging intersections, which is well, to forage local weeds with the people to promote community community building and socialization that happens too, and the creation of that outdoors domestic space. People also like felt like very happy with like enjoying that space in a different way. So I wanted also to create a new urban ecosystem fostering flora and fauna. So I noticed also that they were chrysalids, like blooming from the plants, and there were insects, and there were like butterflies. There were all kind of other creatures who came to enjoy from the vertical garden. So, and promoting nature and public spaces protection in all age. The same, like everybody wanted to make sure that the pocket was still in good conditions, the plant as well. So that was a very positive outcome. So next, I want to tell you about the second exhibition that I did about with Vertical Intersections. This time, I introduced my new product that is called POK, which is basically the pocket from the installation, but that you can buy, and then you can make your own vertical garden at home or anywhere you want. So this event was part of the Design TO Festival, which is the largest design festival in Toronto. And then it was hosted by the Mackenzie House, which is a museum, a historic museum. So this is a museum inside. They match their site with my project because Mr. Mackenzie had a print press. So it's a place where they used to print newspapers, propaganda. He was into politics, so he needed to communicate his message to make a change. He was known by being a rebellious and wanted to change, like to improve the conditions of people's life. So here is a view of the site of the installation. This time it was like a smaller format since since I had a space restrictions. And this is the view from outside. It's also a window display. It was winter time, so that was also nice to see that we can make vertical gardens at home, even it is very cold outside. Here's the people who came and they were decorating their pockets. And as I mentioned to you, I was launching my project, my product POK. But at this stage, I was in the prototyping phase. Still, like I'm still like improving it. Like it's a non-stop project. So here we see some samples of my models, different type of hooks that I created using different processes. I shown also my sketchbook and some samples of like the material in different colors. So here I had, in one day, I had the opportunity to host a group of young kids, and they came to make their pocket, enjoy from some like tea and cookies, and to have a good time with their parents. Here we can see a pocket, just like on its own. Here again, like they are making the pocket. Here enjoying from new friends. Here the tea station. People also like drinking with the cups of teas that match the decor of the museum. And some couples came and made a pocket together. They were very proud to hang it in the loom. Other people also taking some selfies, some pictures. A family who were visiting Toronto, and they were from Korea. And here, like in a night, that was the last night of the project where we got to fill up all the buckets. And here is like a picture that reflects the community that we made that night as we were celebrating and like making the closing of the exhibition. Me taking care of the plants. And lastly, I'm going to briefly go through my project POK. Which is the consumer product. So it's a modular vertical garden that allows the user to be part of the creative process. So here is just like some images that talks about my goals is to create something that could match in like a different environments, like could be because the material has a texture and also kind of it's opaque and rough. I was thinking that in an industrial environment will like industrial look, it will look very nice. And also, well, as you could see, it's very simple to make it and it's suitable for domestic spaces. So here's just like a kind of visualization of how it could look. So POK is suitable for outdoors also, and indoor as well as indoors, and especially in small spaces. So you could personalize it, pick a color, material, and finish. And the design is intended to be as suitable, sustainable as possible, applying eco-design practices, including eco-friendly materials that I will talk a little bit more later on. So there are two versions of POK. POK with a bracket that you hang it with a bracket, which is this one. So you have some brackets that you can screw on your wall. Then those are the basic components. So you have like the dowel that you introduce through the pocket, and then you use the brackets to hang it on the wall. And here is how it will look. and then you can grow your garden, adding more modules. You can like mix colors and configurations, and for example, you can also have aromatic plants next to the place where you work. If you have other members in your family, one of you can pick one of the pockets and take care of the plant and personalize it with your name. Here you can also use like if you have a small not that much space in your kitchen, you can also have edible plants using the vertical garden, and like aromatic and edible plants. And then there is the version that is still like both are still in refining and prototyping phase. So this is one prototype that I made with the frame version. So if you want to have a frame around, and well, you can opt for this, where you can have it like with more pockets, or like a 3. The minimum will be 2. So this is different possible configurations that you can have. For example, if you buy it for a company or a school, you can put your logo, your branding on the side, and then you can have like many pockets that could be also hanging on the wall. And this one is one structure that can go in small balconies if you want to also have plants in a vertical way. So here are some finishes that could be used for in the wood. And then different colors that you can I can use to make the pockets. And for the brackets, they can be metal or plastic, and it is metal or plastic. So one of the things that make this design sustainable, or intends to be as sustainable as possible, is that it has little, like very few pieces that are independent, and they can be replaced or demounted in an easy way. So it's easy to recycle and repair. Also, it requires minimal maintenance and customization. It requires minimum maintenance and also allows customization. So you don't get bored because you can put colors on it. You can change the look if you want to. It's also very sturdy and compact, and as well as light. So it's easy to transport and store. It's resistant to different environmental elements, so it could be for outdoors or indoors applications. It uses few and some recycled and biodegradable materials in most of the components, including the packaging. For instance, the material of the pocket is cellulose, and then it has also that comes from recycled paper, and also other materials that make it a little bit stronger, that comes also from recycled waste. Lastly, the design is very minimalistic, so it's easy to manufacture using different technologies. Lastly, I'm very excited about this project and to continue developing. So I cannot stop thinking about other possibilities that I would like to develop with more time. And also, I'm like looking forward that the workshops will be opened and I can like prototype some models. So I was thinking like for working spaces, now that we are reinventing our working spaces, we can have this type of benches and desks in collapse offices. In domestic spaces, we can have this version that has a cabinet inside, or this one with a mirror. Well, I was just going crazy, and then I was thinking that it would be nice to have as a bed, bed, some plants, kind of integrating the bed. And for outdoor spaces, since I'm passionate about urban furniture and outdoors dynamics, I was thinking that this could be like nice place to sit with plants, and also it could be a modular that you can configure it in different ways depending on the place where you like the characteristics of the space. So thank you so much for being in my presentation. This is my last slide. And well, like it was supposed to be 15 minutes, but I could talk more. Thank you for that opportunity. So now I see that, well, like if you have any question, or feel free to write it in the chat, or also you can contact me through my website, which is IDITA.biz. And then you can also find me in the Isola.design district page to see my new projects and to find out more about the continuation of Vertical Intersections and POK. Thank you very much.